Promoter Bob Arum fears that Manny Pacquiao may receive brain damage if he continues fighting on. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Bob Arum back at it again. He's promoting Tyson Fury versus Tom Schwartz. You know, it's not really a highly sought after fight. It's his first fight with Tyson Fury, who claims he beat Wilder 10 rounds to 2, but they're putting him in a tune-up. And, you know, it's not getting that much buzz. So, you know, Bob Arum up to his regular tricks. He bringing up other people, other, you know, eventful things and, you know, kind of clout chasing. During that press conference, Bob Arum says, "Look, I love Manny Pacquiao. I have a whole history with Manny Pacquiao. So when you ask me a question like that, I'm really rooting for Pacquiao. But you got to realize he's 41 years of age. And when a fighter who's been around so long, you know, passes his late 30s, goes into his 40s, he is not going to be as good as he was in his prime. So I wish him the best, and I hope he wins the Keith Thurman fight. But I am concerned, as I would be for any fighter, that when they get to a certain age, they probably shouldn't be fighting anymore. You know, the doctors will tell you the cranium, as you get older, thins out. So a guy who's younger gets hit, and the cranium absorbs the blow, so it doesn't affect the brain matter. When they get older, the cranium is thinner, and when you get hit, it affects and that would be the worst thing in the world, Manny Pacquiao suffering brain damage at this point, if he suffered brain damage. Zab Judah, you know, he had bad habits, but he was a terrific fighter. His fight with Mayweather was a very good fight. Zab is the perfect example of how dangerous it is for a guy to continue fighting into his 40s. Look at Adonis Stevenson, 42 years old. You know, he performed pretty good in the fight, and in the last round took a beating from Vodstick. And the referee did a good job. You know, he went through 11 rounds. He was, I think, winning the fight, or as even the Vodstick got to him and knocked him out before the referee could stop, etc. You know, they say, what about George Foreman? He came back and won the heavyweight title in his mid-40s, but maybe Foreman is the exception that proves the rule. Listen, this is just banter from Bob Arum. I don't believe him at all. You know, Bob Arum is a promoter, and he knows how to rile people up. He's 87 years old, and he knows what to say. And conveniently, all these comments come out during the fight week for another fight. You know, the reason I don't believe him is because you have to just put the puzzle pieces together. Bob Arum met with Manny Pacquiao in the Philippines like a short time before Broner and Pacquiao, when it was decided that Pacquiao was moving on and signing with Al Heyman. So he met up with Pacquiao in the Philippines, had dinner. You can ask him. I have the pictures, right? And the reason he met up with him before the Broner-Pacquiao fight was announced was Pacquiao was out of his contract, and there were rumors that he was exploring and shopping deals, and Bob Arum was trying to sign him. So with all this stuff being said, I know they weren't trying to sign him for a one-fight deal. So Pacquiao, you knew if you signed him, you knew his age, and you've been working with him for like the latter part of his career. So why would you just now be worried about him getting brain damage at 41 years old? But when you signed him, when you had the dinner with him to sign him and try to get him to renew, he would have been 39 or 40 anyway. You know, I think he was 40, right? But either way, you would have had him for multiple fights, so he still would have been the same age as he is going into this Keith Thurman fight. It makes absolutely no sense. If you really cared and, you know, you want to do different, or, you know, you're not like the other guys, then you wouldn't have been trying to sign Pacquiao well into his 40s, or not well, but approaching, entering his 40s. But the fact of the matter is, Arum flew to the Philippines trying to extend his relationship with Pacquiao. When Pacquiao decided another situation to go with Al Haymon and Premier Boxing Champions, now we get this from Arum. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to discover that. Notice when people leave Arum, he always has snarky and rude things to say about them. Manny Pacquiao left, and now he's talking about Pacquiao getting brain damage. Andy Ruiz bought himself out of his top-ranked contract, went to Al Haymon. Then before the Joshua fight, he was saying Ruiz was going to get knocked out, and nobody wants to see a fat guy with his stomach jiggling. And then even after, Andy Ruiz pulls the massive upset and stops Joshua and looks great in the fight, drops him 4 times. Arum still, throwing shots, saying that wasn't the real Anthony Joshua. I've seen him fight. That was somebody else, an imposter, or, Jordan Peele's Us, the Untethered, or whoever the fuck he thinks it is, a doppelganger, and the list goes on and on. Mikey Garcia versus Spence. Mikey is his former fighter who left on not good terms. He doesn't have a solid relationship. That's why he didn't wait. That's why Mikey didn't wait for the Lomachenko fight, and he instead moved up to 47. Bob Arum had nothing but negativity. I talked to Pita Garcia, who, was ripping Bob Arum. So, it's a pattern. It's a clear pattern. He was like, oh, Mikey wasted people's money. He quit, and he ain't this, and he ain't that, blah, blah, blah. So Arum has made this a pattern. When Floyd Mayweather, saying another person, when Floyd was signed to him, he said Floyd is the greatest fighter since Muhammad Ali, or even greater than Muhammad Ali. Floyd leaves, and he's like, Mayweather is a boring fighter. Like, it's like, which one is it? So we've seen this from Arum time and time again. If you don't see it, it's probably because you have something to hide, or you're not well versed in paying attention. But I don't believe this one bit that he has concerns for Pacquiao's health. Other things, there's other circumstantial evidence, like why would you put Brandon Rios and Mike Alvarado? They had one war, which was a Fight of the Year Classic, and they took a lot of shots. And then you put Brandon Rios and Mike Alvarado in the tough fight again, and then you put Mike Alvarado in there with Ruslan Provodnikov, then Juan Manuel Marquez. Why are you putting them in those type? Because don't get it twisted. Suffering brain damage, there's no age to that. Yeah, if you're elderly, you might run a higher risk of a cranium injury if you take a spill, a tumble, or fall or something. But you can get brain damage from combat sport no matter what. And he's trying to reference Adonis Stevenson and Zab Judah. I mean, we're talking about different things. Zab Judah was a guy who hadn't really fought often, hadn't fought frequently, and he was very inactive, and he was a nurse. He was studying to be a nurse and stuff like that, and then he kind of came back against the Hebrew Hammer, like a pretty big puncher. So that wasn't a good situation. Pacquiao has actually been active, and I don't know if he's the favorite over Thurman, but he might be. If anything, Keith Thurman has been the guy that hasn't been inactive, or that hasn't been active. So, based on how Pacquiao performed versus Broner, I don't agree with Arum. The other thing is, if you get knocked out, that's actually better than taking a sustained beating for 12 rounds, because knockout, you just get disconnected. The computer is unplugged from the wall socket, right? It's usually the guys who have like brain bleeds, is they're taking malicious blows throughout over a sustain, and your brain starts to swell, and then you keep receiving that blunt force trauma. So when we've seen Pacquiao got knocked the fuck out by Marquez, but we haven't seen like Broner or any of Pacquiao's recent fights where people were just like laying hands to him, and he was just taking all these huge shots and not doing anything back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Bob Arum was just looking for publicity here, in my opinion. Because if he cared so much, I don't think he would have made certain fights like Juanma Lopez and Salido twice back to back, Gamboa and Crawford. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We working.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.